Now, the final thing that we're going to take a look at is when we have a linear equation and we're unsure of kind of how to come up with a problem or a question that represents that linear equation, we can use a table of values as a guide. Okay, so we can use it as a guide, and let's see if we can get this going here to see how many pairs of numbers. I'm sorry, to see how the pairs of numbers are changing. Okay, so we can kind of see how our pairs of numbers are changing. So when we have a value of x, what is y going to be? And as that value of x changes, how does y change? And maybe we can kind of come up with an idea for a question based on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this equation. I have y is equal to negative 200x plus 10,000. Now we can use our equation. I'm going to go through this really quickly. I'm going to use 0, 1, okay, and it's going to go nice and slow today. Apologies for that. 2, 3. I'm not sure why it's being so slow. I guess we have slow computers at times. Okay, and so this is going to be 4. Now, when we put these in, so we put in the 0 in for x. Okay, negative 200 times 0 plus 10,000. That's 0 plus 10,000. So we're going to have a total of 10,000. Okay, so that one is, let's call it fairly straightforward. Now the next one here, I'm going to do negative 200 times 1, which is negative 200. I'm going to add 10,000. So I'm actually subtracting the 200 from 10,000, and we're going to get 9,800. And then we're going to continue to go down by 200 every time. So negative 200 means we're going down by 200 every single time. So 960, and then we're going to keep on going. So we're kind of going to take a look at this chart, and we're going to see what is happening to our numbers. You'll notice that, again, we're going down by 200 every single time. So we're starting with something really high, and then we're going down by 200, 200. So we got to try to think of some sort of question or some sort of situation that we start with a big number and then it starts going down by 200 every single time. And I'm going to use the example of an airplane. Okay, so an airplane starts to descend by 200 meters every minute. Okay. The airplane starts at an elevation of 10,000 meters. There. Okay, so it starts at 10,000 meters, that's our starting point, and it descends by 200 meters every single minute. So now we have to define what is the x and the y. Well, we kind of already have the x in there as minutes. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here, x is going to equal the total minutes since descent again. Okay, so we have to think about that. Now again, it's 0 minutes. Okay, we're still at 10,000. 1 minute in, 9,800. We're going down by 200 every single time. And y is going to be the total height of the airplane. Okay, based on the number of minutes, right? So this is now the total height of the airplane. We're going down every single time. So coming up with kind of a question or a problem based on a linear equation can be a bit of a challenge. You can deal with a little bit of creativity as well. And so it is something that I'm going to want you to try. Now, the last thing that we're going to put in there is some inequalities. I'm going to join this in. It's going to be a part of it as well. An inequality It can also be turned into a contextual problem as well. Okay. So these are going to have even more solutions. I'm not going to give you quite as many of these, or maybe not quite as difficult ones as I might equations, but these are going to have even more solutions, as the solution is usually a range of values. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one here. We have x plus y is greater than or equal to 10. Okay, and we can kind of come up with any type of situation for here, but I like using people. And so let's say that we have a group of 10 or more people. Okay, so this could be means we have a group of 10 or more people. So our question could be a group of 10 or more people is made up of males and females. There we go. Okay, I'm using kind of some of the similar ideas, and I mean, you can come up with your own ideas as well. I have some of my own, which maybe I kind of use a bunch of mine on a regular basis here. But X is going to be the number of females in the group, and Y is going to equal the number of males in the group. And so again, we know what X and we know what Y is, and we can kind of come up with a plan. Okay. Now, and here, because in equality, we have to say like 10 or more, because it's going to be greater than 10. So whatever greater than equal to, so we go 10 or more, and that describes it as well. So that is your that is the lesson. Okay, your assignment. So you can get some black here. Is LG.52, numbers 1 to 3. Okay. So again, I'm going to be asking you to find or to define what the variables are, okay, to write a contextual problem that deals with it. So this is your contextual problem. And then what I didn't do in the lesson, but I'm going to ask you to do as well, is come up with a couple of different values which satisfy it. So in this case here, we could have had 10 males and 1 female. That's bigger than 10. That works. Oh, sorry, 10 females, 1 male. Or we could have 100 females and 100 males. It's greater than 10. Okay, that would work. So I want you to come up with a plan or a solution that works as well.